folks have been patiently waiting, and yet here we've been dragging it out.
Bitch. The folks lucky they getting this, bitch. Because the podcast is about to be canceled indefinitely. So say thank you, y'all.
PSA.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking, but not joking.
Right.
Just to block out the time to sit is like,
and actually be on time to sit.
Amen to that.
And that can actually sit. But anywho.
Yeah. Why has that tickled me so? Oh God!
Because my booty's here. But when I couldn't sit,
can we not hear you, Chef? What happened?
No, y'all too loud for me. I'm trying to turn it down on my end.
Tori is definitely loud.
Well, when I laugh and cackle, like
no, you just loud.
No, I just thought it was just like my headphones probably need to be turned down.
Oh, so it's me loud? Okay, let me turn girl, shut up. You were just loud, bitch. Anyway.
Well, since we're not taking a break at 4, let me go pee. Hold on.
Bitch, now. How you 10 minutes late?
All right, I had a package just delivered. Let me run to the front. I'll be right back.
And then you have a 10-minute delay because your technical needs, and now you need to go pee. Listeners, this is the fuck shit, okay? This is the fuck shit. Everybody know we were supposed to be recording by now, okay? Everybody knew this. Now they got to go pee and shit. They gonna listen to this back and think I'm talking shit. And they're right.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Catch My Black and Gay podcast, where being black and gay is definitely okay. I am your boy Jay, and I have my amazing co-host with me, Torian.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Chef Bon.
Wagwan.
We're back.
Pseudoli?
Did you miss me?
I don't know if this is official, like, new season kickoff. This is 4B, child. This is still season 4, 4B, child.
Or 4 to the second power.
Okay.
Because, child, I think we was enjoying our break too much, and we forgot about the podcast. At least I did, child. I'll speak for myself.
Think?
Yes, you can speak. In this instance, you can speak for me too.
There is a consensus.
I was laid into bed one day and I had to text the group chat like, y'all do know we have a podcast, right?
Do we or did we?
Almost did. So, I don't know. I don't think this is the official season 5 rollout, but we did, we got tired of you all threatening us and, and just, child. I even forgot about the social media page, child. I'll go back in, it's 10 messages. What the fuck? We are coming back. All right.
I was accosted this weekend with one of our guests who was asking about when we're starting back up.
Child.
Yeah.
We gonna see. All right.
Are we?
I don't know what this is going to be, but this is what it is. All right.
We're giving y'all what y'all asked for. We are giving you all what y'all have asked for. We've heard you, and we're giving you something to hold you while we make decisions. We're going to get cursed out. We are going to get cursed out.
they're just happy to hear our voices. And we're happy to have you all as supporters. We appreciate your support and don't take it for granted.
And this is a lot.
Shit. We are promising to give y'all something each month. I don't know what that something is. But
Just
be something
with it.
Just be something good. Yeah. Anyway, we were gonna like catch up on the summer, but we've been going away like way too long, so we're just gonna catch up. Okay, so so you know, a bitch like me, I've been out here in these streets. I've been traveling. What else have I? I went to the Beyonce concert by myself. That was amazing. Like, if you guys have not seen the Renaissance tour, even though it's over now, hopefully she does a second leg of the tour or something. Go see it. I was so nervous going by myself, but I think I'm going to go to every concert by myself now. Like, oh my God.
Why? Why was it so much fun by yourself?
Because I didn't have to wait on anybody. I didn't have to
look for anybody.
I also didn't have to sit in other people's tax bracket or let me shut up. That would have got you know, I was able to pay for my ticket, the ticket I wanted, where I wanted to sit. Anywho, but anyway, and I was nervous really going by myself, but if you ever been to a Beyonce concert, like, you make friends. And everybody in my section, we were so lit. We were dancing. There was a few people that came by themselves that were sitting next to me. So we all were just like BFFs for the night. It was amazing.
Where did you go see her at?
In LA at the SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
During my time off, I really fell back in love with myself. And that shit was deep for me. I realized that, you know, I'm really a homebody, right? Well, no, I've been a homebody, but where I thrive at is in social settings and being a social butterfly. And I thrive off of social encounters. Like, what's the word when, like, you feed off of people's energy and, you
You're
know,
an
like,
empath?
yeah, like, it was amazing to be busy as fuck, doing a lot of shit, you know, and not worried about, not necessarily the podcast, but other things, like doing what I enjoy. I enjoy doing this, but this is very taxing sometimes. But I really fell back in love with myself. Again, some of you may or may not know that I've struggled with some of my confidence over the pandemic, and, you know, working remote now and stuff. I felt my confidence come back. I felt like, you know, I don't know. It was very different. I had some healing with the family. You know, my mom and dad, my brother and my sister, we all talked. We had a family meeting, got some things on the table, some understandings. Like, it was just really, 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 the last few months have been dope. And I am exploring some options in life that I may or may not share later on. But but, you know, I reconnected with an ex. The ex I told y'all about, was it last season or the season before? We always reconnect and then we lose contact, then we reconnect, and but that's my nigga. I was gonna say something. I don't know if I should share that information. Damn. Okay.
Is this the same one from Homeboy?
Which one? Oh, no.
Okay.
No. We'll talk about that later on in the season.
No, not that. That Mr. Lewis was visiting and seeing.
No. Actually, Chef fucking met him, and I wasn't even like, that wasn't even planned. I'm like, fuck, it don't make any sense, because I went back home to Jersey for a few weeks, and reconnected with my ex, and me and Chef were going to DC to see Torian, and it didn't make any sense to fucking go to Union, past where Chef live, drop him off, then double back. So I was like, fuck. I'm like, when my friend get in the car, don't say shit, all right?
That's the real mute challenge.
Yes, bitch. And now you got your fucking uniform on. You know where you work at, motherfucker. Like, oh my god. Did Torian freeze?
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
here.
sorry. But yeah. So I mean, I've been enjoying myself lately. I'm really, really happy. You all know I've been on the dating apps, bitch. I'm tired of getting the dick pictures, okay? But it might be because of the photo that I have up there. But it's okay. Yeah. What's been going on with you all, Chef?
My summer was great. At the beginning of the summer, I had a lot of caterings going on, some parties to do, so I was definitely getting to the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Mexico for a week. It was
Wow.
really good to get out the country and get back to traveling and all that good stuff. Other than that, it was uneventful. Very calm summer. Like, I really did enjoy this past summer. It was great.
I love it.
What
about
did
you,
you do,
Torian?
I mean, the better question, the easier question is, what didn't I do since we've been gone? Traveling. I've been traveling myself. I went to Puerto Rico. The highlight of my time off has been was me taking my mom for our birthdays and going to Puerto Rico for a week. That was like it was so good to just put a smile on her face and get her to relax and get away from the responsibilities of New Jersey, and us just have a good time getting wasted, being on the beach.
That's the best part.
And we also had time to like connect and talk and like outside of people, right? Like just have some real like grown adult conversations. And so that was really good. That was very good. And it also, I think in those moments that we got to talk, my mother got an opportunity to kind of express how much she appreciates all that I do for her and what I, and how I show up for her and the things that I, make happen and all of that. And so that was really, really refreshing. And not to suggest that like my mother outside of those moments don't express appreciation, but I think in those moments it was really meaningful because we were like just pouring our hearts out and just having a moment for each other. So like that was the highlight of my summer. I'm going back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
In sometime soon. And so yeah, like just been traveling. My organization that I work for, many of y'all know that I work for a human rights campaign. So we partnered earlier in like August. We partnered with Beyonce's foundation, Be Good Foundation, and her production company. And we put on a large equality ball in Las Vegas. So that was really fun. The who's who were in the building on the ballroom side, also on the just, the outside of ballroom. So that was like a lot of fun, a lot of work, but a lot of fun. Been to LA. I've just been traveling. Well, you were in New Jersey.
I was. Mm-hmm.
We literally crossed each other.
Right.
So yeah, on that front, that just a lot of work travel, a lot of work progress going on in my work. I also was highlighted in a couple of LGBTQ magazines for the work that I'm doing. And so that was really, really, really great. So that was good. I mean, dating here and there, like had some over the course of the couple of months, had some folks of interest and just like kind of getting to know people, going on dates, like having a good time. I went to see Moulin Rouge at the Kennedy Center in DC. That was a whole lot of fun. Like I just been having a good time, like really just enjoying myself, getting to enjoy dating. And I think at this age, in this tax bracket, right, with all of these different
Mhm.
access points, right, it lends you the opportunity to do things that you didn't necessarily be able to do before, and
Mm,
like opens up a different world of like what dating looks like, right? Like you ain't got
right.
to do the typical movies and a dinner kind of a thing, right? Like you can explore other ways of dating and getting to know someone that's fun and outside of the box. And so kind of been leaning into that over last couple of months. So yeah, that's dating's, I mean, oh bitch, I don't have any more wine.
Can I pause you real quick though?
Yeah.
Because I want to go back to something. So when you went to Puerto Rico, um, with your mom,
Hmm.
right? Something a conversation I engaged in a few days ago was I forget, I was trying to pull up the tweet, but it was on Twitter. Um, how some of us had very tumultuous relationships with our mothers
Hmm.
specifically growing up, but
Hmm.
now we're like the best of friends, right?
Hmm.
And it made me think about it. I was like, oh, that needs to be studied, because there was a point where I literally wanted to kill my mother. Like bitch, dead. Where I'm like, and I'm done. I'm never speaking to your ass again. Fuck you. Um, fuck the family. Family fuck my husband. But me and my mom are like, I wouldn't say the best of friends, but we are so close. So
Yeah.
close. And I feel
Yeah.
like you and I might share that. All three of us might have shared
Mhm,
that in common. Where growing up and even in the early stages of our adult life,
mhm.
it was very hard to have relationships with our mothers specifically. Um, and now I think as we have gotten older, it's like I see the relationship between the three of us and our mothers, where we're like, I mean, we could sit and drink with our mothers.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
I saw a man, and I was like, "Damn!" My mother was like, "Damn!" I was like,
We here.
"Where?"
We see each
Right?
other.
Where my mother would have been like, "Oh, Jason," like like But I think that needs to be studied, and I just wanted to highlight that, and just like it's definitely hard. Um, and I wanted to ask you, like, what is the work that you've done to get your mom and you in sync?
That is that is a very good question.
Mhm.
What I will say is that although me and my mom haven't had like major blow ups and
Mhm.
blowouts, I think a part of that is because I'm the youngest child of hers, and like we've always had a very close relationship growing up, and I'm a mama's boy, right? So there's
Mhm.
very little that my mother can do in my eyes that would ever make me like hate her, right? Like there are things in which she's done that I'm like, ma'am, you were foul for doing that.
Mhm.
Don't ever
Mhm.
do that again. But again, I think a part of my ability to do that was one, just being honest about who I am and unapologetic about that, right? That like I don't give a fuck what y'all say, what y'all feel, how that don't matter to me. Like I'm still gonna always 100% show up as my authentic self. You
Yeah.
either get to experience that with me or you don't get to experience me at all. Right. And so there's some, some internal work that I had to do and continue to do. Right. I tell y'all all the time, I am a huge proponent of therapy. I've been progressing so much now that it's not every week now, it's biweekly, right? And
Mhm.
so for
Mhm.
me, it's like I had to do that work, but it's also being very honest with my mom around where I'm at, how I feel when I don't want to talk, saying I don't want to talk, I need
Yep.
space, um, and also
Yes.
also and some people are not gonna like me like that I say this or when I say this, but it's also about creating space for my mother to be who she is, right? And
Okay.
not
Okay.
expecting my mother to be anything different than
Yeah.
who she is, right?
Yeah.
Until she decides that she wants to be in a different space to be something different, right? Or try something
Mm-hmm.
different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, going to Puerto Rico, I told my mother back in April, because I knew I needed to go to Puerto Rico partly for work. But I was like, it's around the time that I had to go for my birthday. Your birthday is 6 days after mine. Like, let's go together. It's your 60th birthday. Like, let's just go to Puerto Rico and have a really good time. It
Right.
took my mother literally until August to say yes.
Oh my God.
Because my mother is just one of those people who is like, she does not go outside of the what's normal to her. She doesn't step
Mm-hmm.
outside and stretch herself sometimes. And so a lot of times. And so like my mother has a car. She has had a car. She's had a car. She bought it brand new. And I think in like 2016.
Mm-hmm.
She has like 40,000 miles on her car. Okay. Because she goes to Kearney to go to BJ's, go to Kmart. Okay. She goes to Orange to my grandmother's house. You know what I mean? Like that's as far as she goes, right? She may go to West Orange to her sister's house. But if she does not go, she doesn't know the directions to wherever she's going, she's not going.
Right.
And she damn sure is not going by herself. That's just who my mother is. So it makes no sense for me to try to put her in positions or in situations where I'm asking her to be something different than who she is and how she shows up normally. And so we had to come to that. If I'm asking her to respect and honor who I am and create space for me to show up as my full self, I also have to extend that same respect and courtesy to her. Yeah. And so having done that, we've been able to kind of like really build, like that is my best friend. That is one of my best friends now because we've gotten to this place of talking about the hard stuff, right? Like we had conversations around how stuff that she didn't make me feel okay and how she can move forward with doing something different so that I no longer feel those ways, right? And so it was a bit of me like growing as a person, as an adult. I'm like, bitch, well, I can't carry what she did when I was 17, 16, 15. Like I can't carry those things anymore. I'm grown now. How do if I never get an apology from my mother, how do I still continue to move forward and be my best self and find my own healing if I never receive that apology, right?
Yeah.
Or if my mother never acknowledged the harm that she caused. And so luckily, because I was able to find tools, my mother, we're in a much better place now. My father, that's a different conversation for a different story. You ain't asked about that conversation.
We ain't worried about the daddies right now.
I will say, even with he and I, our dynamic is like me and my father would never say I love you at all, ever. And I would say it and he would never say it. Now I say it and he responds. There are times where he actually says it before I do. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is new. Right. So a part of it, but my dad is also getting very old. Like my dad is 78 now. So like it's those types of things. But yeah, it just was a lot of work. Like it took a lot of work personally and a lot of growth and a lot of seeing each other, being honest with each other and communicating with each other, that we're able to be at this space now where we can go out and drink and have a good time and I mean plastered. Like me and my mother were drunk, okay, on the beach. She drinking her vodka and orange juice. I'm drinking my Manhattans or wine, and like we are wasted.
Oh, I love that. What about you, Chef? What are some things that you've done to get your mom and your relationship aligned?
For me, it was a lot of forgiving. I had to like forgive and let go of shit. I found myself holding on to things that happened in my childhood or expectations I set for her, and I just eventually doing the work myself. I just saw that like it was not really fair. Like you can't really, like you kind of set yourself up for failure in that way. Like you kind of like you put yourself to be disappointed. So yeah, just like a lot of forgiveness, a lot. And the older I get, the more I do kind of start to understand more why she did what she did, like with me growing up and different things like that. But we were always close. You know me and my mother's always. And we definitely have a drink together. Like but definitely forgiveness. I would say like that was a really huge part of it for me. Like to get to where we are now, as well as I had to learn how to communicate with her. Yeah. Because my mom is a little difficult. Like if you like she likes a yes man. And
Mm,
I'm not that person. Like, I'm not going to agree with you just because you're my mom. I'm going to give you my opinion or the outside opinion. But I had to learn, like, sometimes she's just calling you to vent. Like, you don't have to pick a side. Just listen,
mhm.
let her know you listened, and you hang up. So, like, I just learned how to, like, deal with her. But that's that.
I love that. I love that. I think that for myself, I mean, I think one I want to shout out to my mom because I thank her for being able to allow me to go through my own thing and
Mm.
point out like this is what hurt me, this is what you do that annoys the fuck out of me, and being able to adapt to change. And it wasn't easy at first, and I've also learned, like you said, how to deal with my mom because I know that she doesn't like immediate feedback. Like if she does something and you correct her right then and there, she's pissed. But if you go to her a day or two later and be like, remember when you said this is how that made me feel, and blah blah blah, and and sometimes, most of the times, my mother's not receptive at first, but she will call me a day or two later, be like, you know what, after thinking about it, I get your point, blah 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 blah. But even like I challenged my mom, and she
Yeah.
actually, and during my trip to New Jersey, she actually thanked me. She was like, "You made me really think about what I say now, right?" And I'm like, because she was just like, we were talking about somebody, and she was like, "Oh, is this person still losing weight?" And I was like, "Why? Why does that matter? How does that help you
Yeah.
knowing that?"
Yeah.
And it made her feel dumb. And she was like, "You're right. You're right." like I'm like, because I am like, I mean, and traditionally, our parents gossip, and they gossip to their sisters, their siblings, and with me, I can't stand that shit. Now I cannot stand it because, they used to gossip about me, and so it's triggering. And I've had to explain my mom, when you gossip, it pisses me off because it triggers me. My mom used to gossip to Aunt Dawn, and I remember my mom found a dildo. I might have told the story, but my mom found a dildo in my room at the age of like 15.
Yes.
And she told Aunt Dawn, and Aunt Dawn came up like, "Oh, I heard you had a dildo." And yes, Aunt Dawn came up to me, was
That's
like,
nothing.
I got one too. I got one. But I mean,
15-year-old, hot, inappropriate.
Oh my God.
exactly. I was 15.
The scars.
Mind you, I had that dildo when I was 13, but she found it when I was 15.
Fast little boy. Fast little boy.
Child. But anyway, let me not get off topic. But yeah, I listened to my other friends, and there's a few friends that I talk to that are going through things with their parents. And I think everyone, especially our generation, they call our generation sensitive. But I'm like, no, we're not going through the same shit our parents went through. Where I bet you if you was to unlock the key to some of our parents' brain, there's a lot of hurt and trauma there. And we have to talk about it. And we're all about mental health, where they're like, just suck it up and deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm appreciative to my mom because I have friends who are going through stuff with their parents or their mothers in particular, and they are not receptive at all to anything. And they're not getting the answers that they need. Like my mom was telling me why she made some of the decisions, like things that she has never told me before, and I'm like, damn, like I was like, God damn, but it made me understand, and I hurt for, or I feel sorry for those people that are trying to have conversations with their mothers or their parents, and their parents or mothers are not open to having that type of dialogue.
Something that so there is one particular conversation that I am looking to have with my parents, both of them, because it involves both of them.
Yes, it does. I know where you're going.
And I am looking to to get answers to questions because I don't know I don't know a lot of stuff that I feel like I have a right to know, right? I mean, there's another piece of it is because I genuinely want to write a book, and I want to write a book. I've been doing this for a while on and off, but a part of my book, the context of my book, it has to happen with their input because I don't know how my mom and my dad came to be, right? I don't know the dynamic of all of those things. All I know is that my mom and my dad were together. I don't know they've been together for years. They used to take trips. They used to do all these things. Like, that's all I know. But it's like there has to be something deeper. And I remember earlier in the year, I tried to like pull some of that information out of my mom, and she was not having it. She shut down immediately, and it made me feel a way. And then I had to go to therapy about it. And what my therapist reminded me of is that a lot of times, and this goes to your point, Jay, which is why I'm bringing it up, is that a lot of times our parents don't want to go back and have conversations about certain things because it brings a certain level of shame or hurt or trauma to them that they're just like are choosing to block out. Like you said, we decide at a point to go to therapy or talk to somebody because we know that we have access to that, and it's not as stigmatizing to us as mental health is to our parents' generation. And so our parents are like, nah, I'll just deal with it. I ain't got no therapy, baby. Let me go get this bottle. Let me go pull the, do this. Let me go do this. Let me talk to my girls. Let me go, like, whatever it is to get their coping mechanism. And so I am actively working with my therapist now around like setting up a time the next time I'm in Jersey to sit both of my parents down to have an honest conversation with them to get some answers because one, I think I deserve those answers. And two, I really do want to, what I realize and what I acknowledge about my existence, particularly when I think about like my life, right? I am a person who brings healing to spaces and to and resolution to conversations or to dynamics. And I know I've realized that about myself, like even within my family, like, and Jay, you know this because you're around. My family look at me like as the pinnacle of whatever is right in the world. Right? It's like if something is going on, call Tori, and Tori knows the answers. He'll figure it out, and he can he can fix it, right? And so for me, it's like, how do I leverage that in a way that heals us, right, and gets us to a better place. And so I'm trying to figure out what that looks like because I deserve answers, and I also I can imagine that it will also bring healing to them, right, of what they've been through and what they've navigated and how they got to where they got. I'm sure that there's some shame and some things that exist in those. And my mother's a Virgo. She's very like independent Black woman, and so she will never say out loud, I'm hurt, or this is, I'm shamed by this, right? No, number one, I don't even think she has the language for that, which is fine, but I don't even think she would ever say that openly. And so I have to find those context clues or I have to like find the body language to be like, oh, got it, right? Or, oh, okay, I see you, I hear you. Or sometimes she says something and I have to reframe it for her, like, so what I hear you saying is this? Is that what it is? And she's like, oh yeah, that, right? But yeah, like I think, to the earlier question or to the other emotions that you or empathy that you express for other people in their dynamic with their parents who are closed off, I want to encourage you all because it happens for all of us. Like as children, we all get to a point where we have to find independence and find our own way as adults and like begin to separate that from our family and our parents. And it's difficult for parents to like own that, like, shit, my child is actually grown.
Hello.
And how to separate that. And so, I encourage you all to just continue to do your own healing and your own journey and continue to show up as your best self. And time will fix it one way or the other. Unfortunately, for some people, time is while folks are on their deathbed and then it's fixed and then you get some healing. Hopefully it's not that late when you get your healing and you get your answers and that sort of thing. But I just want to encourage you all that like it will come. Just continue to be you, continue to find your healing even without those things that you feel like, and rightfully so, that you deserve from your parents.
Period. Damn, that's a good spot to end the podcast. But I did want to say this just because we share similar backgrounds, because there were some questions that we had as siblings, me and brothers and sisters and I, and we got our parents together, or I got everyone together when I came to Jersey, and we talked about some stuff, and it led into some things that we had questions about their marriage, right? And it was all good. I think we all left there with a little bit of understanding. We met to meet about wills and who gets the house and who gets the who gets the car, who gets the land. But it turned into just a really good healing moment. And I just shout out to my mom. I think my dad tried. Yeah, child. Anyway. But that's a good place to end the podcast. Thanks for tuning in to Catch My Black and Gay. We are praying for all of those that are in the space of healing, with parents, with siblings, with anybody. Like Torian said, I forgot what he said, but yes. Rewind.
Do the work.
Do the work.
Do the work.
Thanks for tuning in to Catch My Black and Gay podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms at Catch My Black and Gay.